Simply delicious, super yummy.
Hello guys, and welcome to Simply Delicious, Super Yummy. You probably find yourself at home more than ever before and not at school. But that gives us a great chance to cook together, and that's what we're going to do with your mum and your dad and the people that are looking after you. We're going to create some amazing food that you've never had before, that's easy to make, that's fun, and that's super, super tasty.
Don't forget to wash your hands before you start cooking. Happy cooking!
Hi guys, so we've made fantastic peapon slime and we've made amazing unicorn pink hummus. Now we need something super scrummy to dip into it. And what we're going to make is Marmite cheesy twisters. So what I've got here is a pastry sheet. Now you can buy these already rolled, believe it or not, which is absolutely fantastic. It comes in frozen or fresh. You can use any pastry you want, any pastry at all. And if you really want to give it a go, then you can make pastry too. But every single way you do it is still really, really scrummy. Now I'm going to put some Marmite on here. Now we know that not everyone likes Marmite, so if you don't like it, simply don't use it. So I'm going to put a little bit of Marmite and I'm going to spread that onto half of this pastry sheet. It's kind of like brown treacle or brown dark honey. It feels really, really great. So when you're spreading this, you just really enjoy that. It kind of drips and drops and kind of shiny as well. It's almost like paint. You could actually probably paint with it if you really wanted to. So I'm going to cover that half a sheet with lovely Marmite, as much or as little or none at all, depending on how much you love Marmite. And then when I've done that, I'm going to then cover it with cheese. Now, the cheese that I've chosen is just a cheese that I kind of like. And I like most about that cheese is its colour. It's called red Leicester. But any cheese you want will do. So whatever you've got in the fridge, doesn't really matter at all. Probably as long as it's a hard cheese. That's probably the only thing that we need to think about. And I'm going to sprinkle that lovely cheese, the red Leicester, which is orange, on the top of the pastry sheet. Making sure that you kind of sprinkle it everywhere. We don't want to miss a space. So just make sure that you put the cheese on top of the Marmite. And then when I've done that, I'm going to take the actual pastry sheet and I'm just going to pick it up at one side quite carefully because it is kind of thin. And I'm just going to pop that back over there, making sure that we cover all the cheese. Every single bit, so there's not, it's almost like a little cheesy Marmite sleeping bag now. So we've got a little Marmite cheesy sleeping bag, all inside, all tucked up. And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to paint it with what we call an egg wash. I don't suggest you get washed in this, but what it really does, it makes the pastry go lovely and golden. Now, if you can't track down eggs at the moment, you can just use milk, and that works just as well. And then we're going to paint it on. Start with eyes, a little nose, a little mouth. You can paint whatever you want. And then make sure when you've done that, you're going to cover the whole thing. Now, the important thing now is I'm going to pop that into the fridge, and then we're going to start twisting. This is the next stage of making the Marmite twisters. So the pastry that has been resting in the fridge now for about 20 minutes because it gets really soft. And we've got to be able to twist it because it's important. The twist makes the whole thing really, really special. So I've got that on a chopping board. And now you may get one of your adult friends to do this for you because it does involve using a big sharp knife. But I'm going to cut them into fingers. Or soldiers, the kind of things that the sort of spacing you'd have if you was going to have a hard-boiled egg and you were going to pop toasty fingers into that. So about 2 centimetres. And basically, once I've chopped these up, we're going to twist them, which for me is the best bit of the whole part of making the Marmite cheesy twisters. So that's all chopped up. Now the important thing now is that you hold each end and we just twist. And if you can see what happens, you can see the inside, the Marmite, the cheese, and we twist it about 3 or 4 times, or as many times as you like. The important thing is that when you pop it onto the tray, that you really pinch those ends down, because if you don't, it'll untwist. And the whole thing is that we want a twisty Marmite. So again, just hold each end and twist and twirl and pop it in and kind of pop it on the tray. And we keep working our way down. Now when you pop it on the tray, I'm really lucky enough to have a tray that things don't stick to. So if you haven't, you can use a piece of what we call cooking paper, or you can put a little bit of oil just to make sure that your cheesy twisters can actually be taken off the tray and then dipped and dunked. So there we are. Amazing, simply delicious, super yummy cheesy twisters.
Bake at 180 degrees for 15 minutes.
Cheese on toast, butter, yeasty Marmite, and 15 minutes is up. Let's have a look. Oh, look at those. So you can see how they've puffed up, because the great thing about puff pastry is it grows in the oven. So I can see the Marmite, I can see the cheese that's now gone all crispy and chewy. Absolutely scrummy. And I think they're really pretty to look at too. You get the you can see the inside on the outside, which is really great. Oh, they're just waiting to be dunked into slime. Brilliant, really gorgeous snack that everybody's going to enjoy. If that doesn't cheer you up, nothing will.
Georgie, my clever friend at Chartwell's, who is a nutritionist, told us that
cheese has calcium in it that helps keep our bones and teeth healthy and strong. And next time we are going to make our yummy tomato sauce. Simply delicious, super yummy. See you then.